An awful way to go. I told you we're clean.
Well, clean from zombie bites anyway.
These are changes! Sophie. I told you this new one's terrible. There's no cure.
Oh my. I've been holding back because I was waiting when I saw the blue hair and I was like, okay, okay, I can't take it anymore. Being heard as well. So anyway, let's get to the video. Are you guys ready for this? Darth Vader, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, in here, come on.
Did you see what I said?
Get in. We're trapped.
Nice one, Sheriff. What's the next part of your genius plan?
Not a dead end. Not a dead end. Not a dead end.
It's game over, man. It's game over.
In here, quick. Come on, guys.
This handy and convenient emergency food from My Patriot Supply is a fantastic way to prepare for any disaster.
No, this is not the time for product placement. Now, I want to be sure, has no one been bit yet?
Don't worry. We can handle ourselves against the zombies.
Not this new mutation of the virus. I've never seen anything like it before. I'm going to hate to do it, but if one of you gets bit, I'm going to have to bash your brains in with a baseball bat.
Be an awful way to go. I told you we're clean.
Well, clean from zombie bites anyway.
These are changes! Sophie. I told you this new one's terrible. There's no cure.
Oh my. I've been holding back because I was waiting when I saw the blue hair and I was like, okay, okay, I can't take it anymore.
Tiffany's back.
Have you noticed the nature of this woke culture? How it is so true. Why do so many of these woke folks who are part of that cult, and I'm calling it that because that's what it is, why do they have to have these funny looking hair colors?
So we can point them out. We can find out who they are.
Yeah,
it's easy to identify.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
So we can avoid the landmines.
I don't mind that. Hey, real recognize real. So I want you to have that funny looking hair color so that we know for certain, what you look like. For me, I stereotype people. I don't like to lie. If I go in an area and I see a bunch of pants sagging, hair twisting, I don't care what skin color they are, but automatically they will be black. And if they look like gangsters and they look very thuggish, I grab the hands of my son and daughter. Like, Can I be real? Because if he looks like
stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
It can save your life. I mean, even skepticism can save your life. Stereotype can save your life. There's some things that comes at you and it looks kind of funny and funky. Use your common sense. And I think some of these woke people, I went to the library with my son and one of the person, the librarian, green hair and everything. I was like, yep. I know who you are.
And different section of the library.
Yeah, that's the discussion. And when the person got up and I saw the different, the rainbow flags on their shirt, I said, I was right.
Yep.
And I'm not here to judge. You can be whoever you want to be. It is what it is. But at least we know, and we know what to do. We know what to expect because there's a culture in that, with the mindset that comes with, these woke, I don't know, advocate people. I don't know who they are, but you want to refer to them as, but they're human beings that should be loved and respected. But it's good to know who they are. Identify them from from a mile away. So, this is great.
And did you see what was the spray paint on the building outside?
Oh no, I totally missed that. Is that right before they came inside the
Yeah,
building?
it was right before they came. Right there.
Oh, great.
Oh no, back
Get
it up
in.
a little more.
We're trapped.
Nice one, Sheriff. What's the next part?
Respect the dead.
Yep,
Oh,
because dead have rights too.
of course, of course. Oh my goodness, this is great. This is great.
Ah! I told you this new one's terrible. There's no cure.
Oh, not Sophie, man, not Sophie. We can't kill Sophie.
We must check our privilege to dismantle the heteronormative patriarchy systemic pattern of oppression.
Okay, let's kill her.
Heteronormativity. Cis
Yep.
white male.
Okay, forget it. Let's kill her.
It is actually in today's culture. I know we're laughing, but we're laughing at a serious matter. Like the culture has become so toxic, like Darth Vader, that a white hetero Christian conservative male. I
Me.
think I got it. Did I get it right? Did I
Yep.
miss any?
No, I think you hit them all.
So
Yeah,
a white
so
hetero
me.
Christian, a white hetero cis. Anyway,
Eh.
you know what I'm trying to say.
So,
I don't
so
have the
basically
language.
me.
I haven't been beaten by the woke. Basically, you. It's like it's made to look like to be a white man, to be straight, to have conservative values,
To love
to
God.
to love God, to love the country, to love this country.
Hmm.
You made to feel like you're the worst of kinds. But I will say the white liberals or the woke culture have an issue with black conservative, black Christian conservative as well. They're just
Hmm.
not as loud about that because you don't want to talk about black people today because racism and everything.
They figure the black community will take care of its own.
Yeah, they will take care of his own. Yeah, exactly. I like that. And they do. A lot of black folks will go after a person like myself, who's a Christian, who has conservative values. Some of the worst comments I get online are coming from black people.
Mhm.
and they are rude. So yeah, I mean, this is what they've created. They've created a toxic environment either for white normative, heterosexual, normative, cis, you know what I mean, conservative male.
Yeah, all kinds of
Yeah.
crazy jargon.
Yeah, and people don't like to say this. Truth is, black, to be a white person who is straight, you're not wearing pink hair like Tom McDonald will say, straight white male. If you don't fit that category of what the woke wants you to be as a white person,
Mhm.
your character is maligned, you are attacked, you are looked upon as the worst of kind. And that does have an impact on communities. Yesterday, I saw a video on Twitter of just two black men just went up to this white guy who did nothing to them and just beat him to the ground. And I'm like, what
Well,
did he do
look at
in
those
Chicago?
in Detroit. There was a bunch of teens that kidnapped a white boy and beat him to death.
Yes,
and,
on top of the
let him
car.
starve in a house.
Oh, wow. And that's normal. But if you were to flip the script, though, if you were to flip the script and say, imagine a bunch of white people, white nationalists, white supremacists, whatever you want to refer to them as, they were doing that to a one black kid. Can you imagine?
The
Could you
outrage.
imagine the outrage? Could you imagine the lynching, talking points, the media? Like the media, it's amazing watching the media's attitude concerning some of this stuff. It's almost like, oh yeah, violence toward white people, yeah. Violence toward black people, violence against black people, nobody's problem. But white people, violence toward blacks, oh, that's the end of the world.
Mhm.
It's like what? Even though the numbers are ridiculously bad on our black on black violence,
Yeah,
we are so much higher. It's like 200 some percent. But
it's like
we're
black are
gonna
worse
ignore
to
that.
blacks than
Let's
whites are to
ignore that.
blacks by
Yeah,
a huge margin.
yeah. Like somebody definitely does have a propaganda to either keep
And
us divided
it's
here.
like blacks make up the smallest portion of the population, yet account for the majority of the crimes.
60 something percent, 66 something percent of the crimes. That's not
And you're like
it's
13% of the population.
more than half. That's not good. that's
As
not,
as 13% of the population. Like
as 13% of the population, you account for the majority of the crimes. You can call this Uncle Tom talking points or Sable. I don't care what you say. I'm a honest kind of guy. I'm a Christian. I hate lying about stuff.
And
That's
I
not a
just
good
look
look.
at numbers.
That's not
That's
a good
just
look.
pure statistics.
That's just what it is. It's just not a good look. You want to call it conservative talking points. You want to call it, Republicans. I don't care what you refer, MAGA extremists. Fine. Call me the white face of black supremacist. What's it? Black face of white supremacists. Fine.
Yeah.
These numbers are saying we as a culture have a problem, and let's own up to it and make some different changes. Stop blaming everybody else. And I think the next video is gonna make us laugh a little bit, because the people who think it's a good idea, since they hate America so much, you want to leave, go to Africa, go ahead. You're gonna find out.
Yep.
So yeah, we're trying to talk straight here. We don't have time to be lying.
All right, she's gone. She's gone. Are you all right? You all right, brother?
Just as long as I don't have to die horribly gruesome death like guys, is Bob okay?
Not Bob. Bob looks like one of those Texan kind of trucker country guy who does not look anywhere remotely close to the woke. There's no way Bob is gonna turn into one of those. I'm dead
Well,
wrong.
remember, it's a zombie virus, so mind virus.
Guys, is Bob okay?
Smash capitalism! Eat the rich! If you're white, you're the problem! You're oppressing me.
See? Piece of cake.
You did remember to lock the door, didn't you?
Oh, he's coming out of the closet!
He's coming. You could not make this up. Oh, this was perfect. That
The
was
double
perfect.
entendre.
He's coming out of the closet. Yes, he did. Well, they need to stay in the closet. Too much coming out of the closet in today's culture. I'm tired of everybody coming out. Stay in there. You were doing fine in the closet.
Yep, y'all were fine as long as you stayed there. Just keep your stuff to yourselves.
Yeah,
we don't
we'll be
need to
fine.
know about it.
We don't need to know all the stuff you've been doing in the closet. Hey, Matrix. Thank you. Welcome. Glad you're here.
Oh, no, man. Not Hudson.
You are defined entirely by your intersectional identity groups and can be classified as good or evil based on your race, your gender, and your social class, etc.
Oh no, this is it, Sheriff. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
I'm thinking.
Gender is a social construct.
Only women can have an opinion on abortion.
Oh,
Your blood plays with Bobby's. He should change genders immediately.
So I just said gender is a social construct, but then you said those things that imply that gender is real. It doesn't make any sense.
Wait, you're right. That doesn't make any sense. It's completely illogical.
Told you I'd think of something.
No, they did not. They are too much. Oh my Lord.
There's got to be a cure in here, man.
Man, did you just assume my gender?
Not Kuzo, not Kuzo. I got it. Ugh.
Nothing so epitomizes contemporary liberalism as unfounded mandates, in which the federal government establishes the programs and forces the states to pay for them. The very need to weigh benefits against costs, the essence of economics, is evaded by this irresponsible exercise of arrogance. It is like impulse buying and charging it to somebody else's credit card.
Oh, this is perfect. This is so perfect. Is that a Thomas Sowell book?
It is, my man.
What a way to convert the rogues. Oh my Lord, that is so perfect. Oh, thank you for this. This is good. I'm actually reading Thomas Sowell right now. It's called The Clashing of Visions, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, and he's talking about unconstrained and constrained vision, and how the Democratic Party and the woke and all these people, they fall into what is known as the unconstrained vision. it's just false reality in a sense. That's kind of what he's describing in the book. But he does do a really good job explaining that it's this idea that everybody else is responsible for what is wrong with minority groups. It's like they have no accountability. There's nothing they've done wrong. It's the system that's the problem, kind of thing. So you get systematic racism and all that stuff coming out of that. So there's this consistent going after fixing what is wrong, but no self accountability and responsibility, no introspective. Yeah, there is no look at me. What am I doing wrong? Is it me doing drugs? That's the problem. Don't go and change the government and say, no, let's make drugs legal and everything. Now nobody can walk around without stepping on needles and everything. But instead of us doing that, we go around, fixing
blaming
systems.
Everybody else and pointing fingers. And
yeah, Thomas Sowell breaks that down really, really well in the book. The Conflicts of Visions is called. And yeah, it blows your mind reading that. I love his writing style too. The way he writes is amazing. So yeah, this is amazing.
yeah, and I think this is a new series they were trying to get started with just like the last one we watched with the California to Texas.
Yeah. That's perfect. Oh, this is great. Let's end it.
Way benefits against costs, the essence of economics, is evaded by this irresponsible exercise of arrogance. It is like impulse buying and charging it to somebody else's credit card. Now that just makes sense.
I love you, man.
Man! I got you. I had you. I'm good.
You got
I'm good.
You got me.
This is good, man. This is good. Why haven't I
real.
read this guy before?
That's good.
Let's go. Come on.
Hey, Babylon B fans.
Oh, this was perfect. I didn't know what to expect. I'm checking it out for the first time with you guys as well. So, oh my Lord, where do we go from here? Darth Vader, any final thought?
I just saw that and I'm like, man, this is like sums up everything. And it's like really, it is like they are like zombies in that they just follow whatever fad and trend is going on at the time and just we're just gonna compete the same talking points over and over again until people believe us. But it's like they don't seem to understand people aren't catching on to the insanity and craziness. Exactly, Matrix madness is real.
The madness is real.
But people are starting to wake up from that and start to realize that none of that makes any sense.
No,
it just doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
And that is what I think is so beautiful about it is the more we let them talk, and this is why the First Amendment is so important, is the more we let them talk, the more people realize how stupid they are.
Yes. They need, and that's why I'm totally against censorship unless it's in a case of, calling for violence of people who had nothing to do with it. So I think,
or in calling for violence, period.
Yeah. Toward any group of people. That's kind of where but beside that, I said, let them talk. Even like when I think about The View, for example, for as much as I don't like what The View be saying, because The View don't have a view. I still want them to speak. I still want them to talk because I have a reason to make more content. I have more reason to speak. I have a reason to expose and fact check them, right? And their view matter. And somebody in the comment can help me laugh a little bit because to show the ridiculousness of some of the things that they're saying. So I don't go against people's voice because, again, to go after people's words, you go after their conscience, and you go after people's conscience, you're violating something that God gives to every man. God is such a loving God. Part of his loving character is allowing people to be who they want to be, even though they are 100% wrong. And I'm saying, yeah, he wants to wrestle with you and turn you around. This whole idea in Christianity called repentance, right? Is this idea is rooted in the concept that you have to do what is known as self-accusing. The concept is called confession. So when you're confessing, you actually literally pointing the finger to yourself, and that's the idea of what repentance emerges from. So in order for you to repent, you first have to condemn yourself to the point where you say, I'm a wretched man, I'm this and I'm that, and then you can turn. That is significant because people have to make mistakes. You have to allow them to fall so that they can rise. They have to know how wrong they are so that they can learn. So the woke ideology, you have to let people speak, just like you said, so that people can actually understand how ridiculous of a thing it is, so that when we share what we have to share, then they can actually tell between the good and the false, So we have to make room for the wrong in a culture where this is a problem, but that's part of the thing we have to respect and protect in this country. So
and
I'm
that
all for
and
that.
even with that, that still
Hmm.
allows us to have an open discussion and
Hmm.
open debate to
Hmm.
come to a mutual understanding
Yeah.
and potentially solve issues. That's
Hmm.
without a free speech, we don't get any of that. With
No.
shutting down people and being able to voice their opinions, which
Yeah.
the left is notorious for doing,
Very much.
then nothing gets solved. There's
No.
no resolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first part of conflict resolution is
Hmm.
to listen and take into account
Yeah.
what the other
What
person is
is
feeling
saying? That's right. That's right.
and saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
know,
can. We don't have to give up or give in or disrespect, but we can confront the issue. But at
hmm
least the discussion has to happen. I think the thing with this woke ideology, their position is so indefensible to the point where there is no way that they can debunk or argue against. Like, how do you argue for the mutilation of children's genitals? Like, what is your argument for that? Like, how do you argue for cutting the healthy breasts of young girls who has nothing wrong with? Like, how do you do that? Like,
the only
what do
way,
you? How do you solve it? You
the only
can't.
way you
So you
can
have to shut
just,
down the conversation.
yeah, is to either shut down the conversation or have some mental illness.
Yeah,
Those are the only two possibilities.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I saw that video from Tucker Carlson, and I did post it on my Truth Bomb. Tucker was talking about how truth is under attack, and that's kind of the theme of our show today. Is just this idea that you can't tell the truth today, because once the truth is heard, it
hmm
penetrates the hearts, it converts, it gives you a new perspective. Um, but that's not a new thing. I wanted to share this because truth has always been under attack, and we're gonna go back to some videos, but I want to share this passage quickly that came to my mind. When the apostles in the book of Acts were consistently preaching the truth about Jesus, they were told that they need to stop speaking in that name. Um, Here's the thing.
hmm
They said, did we not straightly command you that you should not teach in this name? So stop talking, stop speaking this truth about Jesus. And by the way, this was coming from church leaders and state leaders, by the way. Good to know that. So state, church, and state were against the apostles. But anyway, that's another discussion. So behold, you have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. So shut your mouth. Stop talking that name, Jesus. Other people are beginning to believe you. Your doctrine is going over the place. The truth is conquering hearts. That's really what they're saying. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we are to obey God rather than men. And this is kind of like where my position is. It's kind of like, while the truth is under attack in our culture, it's actually the more bold and brazen we ought to become by proclaiming it. It's like we don't
hmm
go around saying, "Oh, they don't want us to speak of the truth." So, YouTube strike my channel 100 times. Like, oh, I can. No, I come with a different veneer. I come with a new style. I come with a new way. I come like a sheep, like Jesus said, be wise as serpent and harmless as dove, right? So I come in a different approach with a little bit of wisdom, but I ain't gonna stop speaking it. Like
Nope,
crazy.
never.
Never.
And
'Cause-
this is the thing that gets me is nowadays
Mhm.
it's his truth or her truth or their truth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? No,
No,
there's only
the
one truth.
it
It's
is
the
objective.
truth.
That's right. That's right. That's
Truth
right.
is not subjective, it's objective. There's one
Exactly.
truth and that's it. It's for everyone. Truth,
Exactly.
if otherwise, there is no foundation for anything.
Well said. All right, we got a good one for you.